Stories. And today, episode of GOQii's Health Stories. And today, I bring to you an amazing person from the city of Pune. At one point of time, he had thyroid levels shooting through the roof. His cholesterol was completely going berserk. His weight was over 3 digits. But today, you will see that by pure grit, determination, resilience, and an incredible power of human spirit, how Ajinkya has overcome all these challenges and transformed himself to a new person, to a completely new him. So without any further delays, let me welcome Ajinkya to the show. Hello, Ajinkya.
Hi, hi Vishal.
Yeah, your name is a little bit tongue twister, right? Ajinkya.
Yeah.
So what does Ajinkya actually mean?
So Ajinkya actually means that the one who cannot be conquered. Oh.
Wow. So it's a completely apt name for especially you because you had, while you were doing really well in your professional career and in your personal life, your health had taken a lot of challenges. So
Yes.
tell me that phase, and I also understand.
The work was piling up. We all were just sitting idle. We had nothing to do. At that time, I thought that, we should, because of this, the whole pandemic, we got more, we realized that we need to focus on our health more. So at that time, I thought that, I should start that putting on my watch again, start calculating my energy levels or my calorie expenditure and all that. So at that time, I really got focused. So once I started using I think in 1 or 2 months, I got a call from GOQii that there is a new Insure Plus plan, which would, because I think I was in fit or elite at that time, I don't remember, but I got an opportunity to, get into that whole year's subscription. And from there, it was no looking back. And thanks to Pooja, I mean, she's a great coach. She just changed my habits one by one, and very small habits, and those were very, very powerful. So the first one was,
before we go to your coach,
yeah,
I wanted to still understand, right? You had very, very high issues with cholesterol, uric
yeah,
acid,
yeah,
thyroid levels. Tell me,
yeah.
when you discovered these levels in your body, what was your conversation with your doctor, or who did you meet, and when did you really get worried about this? Otherwise,
Yeah.
मतलब क्या हुआ था exactly?
Yeah. So actually, what happened is, they say, right, after 40 you should start doing your body checkup. So until then, it was like very sedentary lifestyle. The energy levels used to always be low. So it got me thinking, why my energy levels are so low. Is it just exercise? Because, even after doing exercise, I was not feeling that much energized. So I thought of taking a whole body checkup. At that time, I came to know after 40 that, my cholesterol is high, my uric acid was high, and my thyroid is also high. So rare cases where men get thyroid, and because of this thyroid issues, I had this low energy levels. My body weight was stagnant. It was not reducing even after doing anything. So all these things, when I had a chat with a doctor, he said that, the just normal exercise is not going to help you. You need something which is going to transform you overall. And at that time, I think GOQii also came in the same time. So it was all, I think, God's plan to, take me onto this path.
No,
Yeah.
fantastic. I think especially, कभी-कभी बोलते हैं ना कि right moment पे, right time पे जब आपको कोई चीज मिलती है, then only you realize the value. But in your
Exactly.
case, एक बार you used GOQii, and after that, why GOQii? I mean, you could have Why did you not think, hey, let me join a gym or do some diet plan or join some weight loss program? Why did you think GOQii is the solution you wanted?
Okay, so as I said, so first in 2016, it was a gift from my wife. So obviously I had to use it. During that time, I used it. I felt good about it, but again, there was a lack of discipline in whatever I was doing. I was not so focused on my health at that time. Everything was going on smooth, so that was the thing. The reason I picked up GOQii again because of the pandemic, when we were sitting inside the room. After the first lockdown, the second lockdown, I thought that no, I have to really focus on my health. So that's when I, saw this GOQii watch again lying in my cupboard. I charged it and picked it, and I started wearing it. And then
But did your wife say कि यार ये 2016 में भी कुछ नहीं किया, अभी भी I mean, you would again use it? I mean, weren't people like skeptical around you when you were doing this?
Actually, she is my support system. I keep on telling. I mean, whenever I feel that I need to do anything, she will support me. So it was not the case with my wife, but outside लोग कभी कभी बोलते हैं यार क्या कर रहा है ये वो. So ये GOQii से ऐसा कुछ नहीं होने वाला, ये सिर्फ हेल्थ बैंड पहनने से कुछ नहीं होने वाला. So I got that comments at that time, but you tend to ignore it when you are focused.
No, that's amazing. And one very interesting thing is that you started by giving credit to your coach, saying that she was able to transform your habits and your health.
Yes.
So we are now going to actually bring your coach Pooja Saxena live on the show, and we would love to know from Pooja, what was Ajinkya's secret? The man who cannot be conquered. How did we conquer him, and how did you get him to adopt to the healthy lifestyle? So Pooja, welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Pooja, you are on mute.
Hi, Vishal sir. Hi, Ajinkya.
Yes.
Hi.
So, I know that Ajinkya is always a promising and quite dedicated player for me. So, I was very happy when I got to know about the results that his weight has gone from 102 to 89. That was a big
88.9.
yeah. So that was a really big achievement for me as well. And after that, his cholesterol levels were reached from 250, 255 to 170. Uric acid was also in range. It was 9 earlier, and now it is 6.5. Thyroid was earlier 28, and now it is 11. TSH levels. So that was a big achievement for me as well.
Amazing. But Pooja, before the achievement, my question to you was, how was your first interaction with Ajinkya? Did you really feel that, with so many health issues, multiple health issues, how was he able to cope up? How did you design his health and lifestyle plan?
Actually, Vishal sir, I just see the small things which I can change into his habits. That was like small walks, which I suggested to him, portion control, mindful eating. So these small things, detox drinks, especially designed for controlling the thyroid levels and all. So these small things took to the big achievements.
So small habits compounded
exactly
to get the bigger results. But tell me, the first, when somebody faces these multiple health challenges, how did you make sure clinically kuch issues na ho, right? Because with high cholesterol, what was the specific conditions you were making sure you are aware of and manage well? Because did you also start any medication, Ajinkya? Were you on any medication?
Yes. So what happened is I told generally ki what is happening, and we discussed about getting a full body checkup. When we shared the results, I consulted the GOQii doctors as well. I went to my doctors as well. So from there, then Pooja understood that there is a uric acid problem, there is a cholesterol problem. So she first designed my diet in such a way that, she's keeping me away from these foods, which is, going to increase my cholesterol or going to increase my uric acid. So from that perspective, it started. So first it was completely focus on diet. And then once we were there, she started giving me small tips like, continuously keep on walking, uh, 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 then portion control. I think these two are the best mantras that any coach can give to their mentees, or coaches. That has
Player,
changed my life.
player or khiladi. We call you the khiladi or
Player.
player.
Earlier,
Okay.
sir, Ajinkya used to walk. I remember he used to walk 4 to 5K steps earlier, and
Yes.
now he is completing like 12K, 15K easily, almost every
Wow,
day. Yeah,
that's
and
amazing. That's amazing.
he has been such a consistent player, I would say, and he has proved like consistency is the key.
And you know something, we have put together an entire chart of data of Ajinkya and how he has performed as a player for
Wow.
everybody to see. So let's actually go and see that. So here we are, we can see that the first thing which GOQii is telling, that Ajinkya is actually lower than his age. So even though he's over 40, his GOQii age is already 40 years and 9 months. And the way he is going, because इनकी जो pace of aging है वो actually reverse होके 0.8 हो गई, तो लगता है slowly you will end up in your 39. So the way you are going to end up in your 30s. Normally people are going forward in the 40s, but you are
Exactly.
reverse aging, going into 30s. So tell me, Ajinkya, are people noticing this? Are people commenting कि आप young लग रहे हो, ऐसा कुछ?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm getting all these comments now. So earlier, जैसे हम लोग बात कर रहे थे, ये GOQii Watch से कुछ नहीं होने वाला. From there, how does it work? How does the GOQii ecosystem work? Can you show me? Can you show me the app? Uh, Another part was, me and Pooja, we discuss about our sleeping habits. So that made me go into reading about sleep. So Srinivas's sleeping habits, all those reads, all those play videos, all that I read, I started telling others about, the importance of sleep. So from all that, this transformation is showing up. So
That's
my
amazing. The other thing is you have been elite now for 241 days.
41 days. Yeah.
That's again a very, very big achievement. And tell me, Ajinkya, what do you think of this whole gaming idea? Elite, sedentary, active, fit. Matlab, are you seeing that? Is this motivating you? Is this pushing you extra?
absolutely. I think this graph. I keep on telling Pooja that these are the things which I see on a daily basis. So, what did I do? Have I ticked my habits? What was my sleep score? That are the 2-3 things I.
So we can see you've been
Keep on
doing
track.
fitness, nutrition, sleep every day. Of course,
Yeah.
meditation तक लगता है आपने अब तक चालू
थोड़ा
नहीं किया है.
सा, हाँ, थोड़ा सा.
And we can see how your HRA is also improved. Your BMI is getting better. Your distance, of course, we can see that you've been active every day consistently. You've been now, apart from walking, आपने थोड़ा बहुत बैडमिंटन भी किया है. But yeah, your sleep score, oh God, your average sleep score is 81. And on certain days, you have even hit scores of 90. And we can see that whether it's your deep sleep, light sleep. By the way, one very interesting thing, that your resting heart rate is in the 50s. That shows very good heart health. Your duration, quality, vitals, regularity, everything seems to be looking amazing. You are getting consistently 7 hours of sleep, which is good. I mean, you can push it to a little more, but 7 hours, 19 minutes average is very good. Also, we can see you are having a variety of foods for breakfast, lunch. You can see salad seems to be very prominent there. Almonds and garlic clove. I think I'm sure that has helped you with the cholesterol, right, Pooja?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely, sir.
Garlic clove.
And
We can
sir,
see that.
his water level was like less than 1 liter when he joined,
Yes.
and I
Wow.
had a first call, and now he is
Now
drinking
average
more than
water
three
intake is
liters.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That reminds me, see, bahane mein even I'm going to have some water.
Sure, sir.
And we can really see that 16, I mean, almost
No.
everything is homemade,
Yeah. So but that is true that I mostly eat homemade, but I don't select. Unfortunately, I don't select when I'm logging my food. I'm not selecting anything, or I'm not changing that parameter. So I think that is a bit skewed, but the rest
We are
of the
going to, yeah,
things I'm
we are going to make some edits there also. But, I think it's amazing to see that you have used so many features of the app. You are literally using everything. And one thing
every
you
yes.
talked about, the sleep score. And I'm actually now going to invite somebody who's a very big part of GOQii right from our inception, and who's our sleep architect.
Yes. I'm
He
happy
can
to
make
meet him.
people sleep. Normally you say ki you are so boring or so interesting ki people sleep, but in this case, let me welcome Srinivasan, who is our CFO. He's a director on the board of GOQii, but more importantly, now he's the sleep guru, and the sleep guru has done his work. And we can see Srini here is the real example of somebody who was inspired by your videos and passion
Yes.
and what you spoke. So Ajinkya, we have now got the sleep expert with you. First of all, do tell us, how did those videos impact you and how you are using those tips? And do you have any questions for Srini?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I never thought sleep was such a big uh, big input or big driver of your health and well-being journey, your weight loss journey. It's such a big part, and thanks to Srinivas sir, I understood how important sleep is. When I watched the video, I was like, really, is this all we have to do? Is sleep so important? So in one or two videos, Shini, I remember that you said that you need to invest in your bedroom. So I literally did that. From my normal mattress, I changed my mattress to a nice cozy one. I changed my uh, curtains. I put a thicker curtains. I have changed my lights to the 3-way, wherein in the evening, I put on the yellow lights to make my body understand that it's time. uh, After 3:30 I'm not having tea anymore. If you see my logs, after 3:30 I'm not having tea or coffee or anything. Sometimes it happens, but mostly I try to do that. So I think that has helped me a lot. And you can see from my sleep score now, it is always above it's around 80s now on an average. So all thanks to you, Srinivas.
Thank you very much. This is great to hear, Vishal, that when you do a video, you don't know who it is going to be beneficial to. But when you actually meet someone who has, we saw your previous scores and the current scores, and it's a combined effect of a lot of things, right? I think, with Pooja helping you and sleep helping you, I'm very, very privileged to know that it is actually helping you. Awesome. Yeah.
And
Thanks.
I think the interesting thing is that normally corporate world में या सब जगह पे sleep को बोला जाता है यार कमजोरी की निशानी है
Kamzori.
sleep.
Yeah.
Or you're not working hard if you are doing overnighters. You are saying कि यार आप ज्यादा सो क्यों रहे हो? It is not considered good. कुंभकर्ण जैसे आप सो रहे हो. It is always associated with negative.
Negativity.
Srini, you have changed the narrative. So what is your thought around this, Ajinkya? When you tell people now कि इतना सोना है, लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं आपको ऑफिस में और आपके colleagues and other people?
The first thought is always that of negativity, why we have to sleep so much and all that. But when I start, explaining with the same passion as Srini, why the circadian rhythm, what is circadian rhythm, many people, they don't know about this. What affects, in one of my, I was taking one training for training from back of the room, and I started talking. There we have to do role play, and we have to teach a topic. And there I talked about sleep, and they were like, really? Is this in deep sleep ये सब होता है, in REM ये सब होता है? So they were literally blown away, and it was the same reaction when I heard Srini's talks first. So it's about, now I'm a big advocate of whenever I'm talking to anyone, whenever somebody says that they are taking some steps to reduce fat, I always talk about it cannot be just one thing. It has to be sleep, it has to be water, it has to be the NEAT, it has to be your diet, your proper nutrition. So it cannot be one thing now. I think the definition, it has went way beyond just exercising or way beyond just dieting. It has really gone beyond. And with all this knowledge, I think
it's time for you to become a GOQii coach.
I would love to, yeah, but I'll first concentrate on myself. I'll get to one point where I'm really able to show that when you वो करके फिर दिखाओगे तो फिर वो ज़्यादा
exactly
the point, yeah.
So Pooja, tell me, how were there days which were challenging for Ajinkya? ऐसा तो नहीं है हर दिन सब कुछ अच्छा हुआ होगा. I'm sure certain days would be where things would have not gone as per plan. So what happened? How did you motivate him, and what got him back? Because a lot of people क्या करते हैं, कुछ देर तक करते हैं, then they derail and then they are back to their old habits, right? People keep going back. What made him stick?
Yeah, sir, that happened with Ajinkya as well, but his consistency was very good, I must say. I have also learned this from him. Like some days if it has happened, so after 2-3 days itself, himself, he used to be on the rail. So it was like the case, like when he went to the that family visit, and he was like used to eat something from outside. He used to drink less of water, but still he was on a track. He was following little things like doing more of steps and following the portion control. He never feel the guilt after eating much of the food. He was like more of doing portion control and walking more, and so he used to manage the things whenever he used to get derailed.
I think one of the inspiration I got from Pooja's one sentence ki bhai, the first bite is also going to taste the same. Your last bite is also going to taste the same. But the amount of calories in the first bite and the last bite is going to be really different. So yeah. I think that stuck with me. So even if I'm going for a wedding or a big reception or anything where you get full plates, right? So usme bhi, if you just have very little food of everything, you will still be full. You'll enjoy that day, and just make sure, I used to just make sure that I'm walking a little bit more. Or if let's say it's dinner, then in afternoon I've made sure consciously having a little bit less, so that in the evening I make up to it. Or if it is in the afternoon, I'll skip dinner. So something like this I used
kind
to
of balancing,
balancing. So ये भी पूजा मैम ने बताया था वो टाइम पे. तो कुछ चीजें है तो it stuck with me.
Next goal क्या है Ajinkya का? What is he working on? What is your goal on taking him?
So we are still working on more of weight loss. Like we haven't achieved the healthy BMI, and we are like working on it. So next goal is to like reach to the healthy BMI range. Yeah.
Actually, abhi just few days back, I got the uric acid in control. So because of uric acid, I was not able to, have any proteins. So gym and all that was out of question still. So now at least I think I have started that Luke's chana sattu drink. Yeah, and Luke is another person. I keep on reading his blogs, his chats, and all that. So recently, I started following you also on LinkedIn, Vishal. So I'm getting all those, healthy knowledge bits from you guys. So yes, definitely. Yeah, so that is helping me a lot.
So Ajinkya, you have also used the GOQii store extensively, right?
Yeah,
And
too
what
much,
have
I
been
think.
your experience with the product, and are you using a lot of that
Absolutely
regularly?
amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, sometimes I've even got discounts of around 90% for in some cases. So there are electronic goods, there are those uh, healthy options. So it's really good. So there are still few things, like this is one piece that I got, and so I'm not able to show this, but so this is
Yeah, I know the cable.
connectors,
Yeah, it's very good.
yeah,
Connect.
so cable protectors and whatnot. I mean, there are so many things around me which I've got. So recently I bought those protein cookies that just arrived, ragi cookies. So amazing stuff. So I think that is also played a lot of part in my being stuck to GOQii, the GOQii store.
And
Yeah.
also, you recently took part in you have joined the Insure Plus program, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah. So all this is because of Insure Plus.
So what is your thought? Because it's for the first time we are also integrated insurance into GOQii. So what did you think about this idea?
When I actually got a call from GOQii, the insurance did not stuck me in the first place. The first thing that stuck me was that I am going to get a year-long coaches subscription. But when I actually went into the program, then I thought that, this 5 lakhs of insurance, I think this is going to be really changing into the whole program. I've seen there are other people who are now other fit apps who are actually venturing into the same idea, Vishal. So I think this is going to play a major role. And I really like the idea of, so I always keep on calling GOQii as an ecosystem. I never call it as an app. I never call it as a, anything else. I always, whenever I'm talking to anyone, I always say that, okay, it's an ecosystem, because you have store, you have coaches, doctors, and now you have insurance and whatnot. I think so. This is amazing.
So it's amazing to see you are one person who's taking the benefit of all aspects of GOQii.
Everything. Definitely, I'm just playing with that app. I think if you have some analytics with you, just try and find how much time I spend on the app. You will get to you will know.
And are you also active on Arena? Do you interact with a lot of other GOQii players?
No, unfortunately, I don't get that much time, but on a daily basis, I log things, I do the store purchases. So one thing I've gone through lots of play videos, but one thing I've still kept to myself is the 52 Pro classes, which Pooja said that there may be a program which will help me utilize those. I think what was that, Pooja? That weight loss.
That was an inch loss program which was about to happen. So I think we are looking for it in coming days.
Amazing.
Okay, so
Srini, any pro tips for Ajinkya now that he's here and you are here? आपके videos तो देख लिए, but you have to give him a couple of pro tips.
Yeah, no, awesome, Vishal. So I just, when you quickly ran through the data, I saw that. I mean, he has amazing statistics of sleep, right? Particularly the non-REM. Non-REM, Ajinkya, is the very important one. That's the deep sleep that kind of cleanses your body, detoxes your body, it rebuilds your body. and you have more than 60 minutes of that, which is really good. And then the REM sleep is the one that actually increases your creativity, problem solving. You also have them, really, really good. I think both of them are good. In fact, I was wondering that your resting heart rate less than 70 is probably good, or 60 is good, but you are in the 50s. And that's really athletic. It's only some of the world-class athletes. And I think Vishal Gondal has got in the 50s. I rarely see people in the 50s resting heart rate. So that's also really good. There is one thing that you might want to kind of, look at it, what is called sleep latency. That's the stuff that I started looking at it very recently, that how quickly you fall asleep. Okay. So from the time you are going to bed, if you are able to sleep within 30 minutes, that's called sleep latency, the time of starting, to lying down in the bed to sleep. If it is less than 30 minutes, and if you can measure that, that will be a pro tip, because you crossed all the, you are at an advanced stage now. You should look for sleep latency. And the second thing is, how many times you get up? Do you get up in the night at all? Do you get up in the night at all, Ajinkya, or you sleep continuously? Rarely. So that's another thing to watch for. If you getting up. So you said that you don't take tea or coffee after 3 o'clock, and you got, you looked at the light, you looked at, and there is on the light, there is one tip which I will, kind of leave it with you, is to get an exposure to sunlight before 8 a.m. in the morning. If you can just be in the sunlight, you don't need to look at the sun. If you can just be in the sunlight for at least 10 minutes time, with at least your face looking towards the east, right? So that sunlight falls on your face. And what happens is that your body picks up, particularly the body clock, what we call as the body clock inside your brain. It picks up that it is daytime, and then it kind of sets your body to start secreting melatonin, which is a sleep hormone, in 12 hours of time. So just 10 minutes of sunlight in the morning, and then your sleep latency will actually come down. These two things have got a correlation. If you do 10 minutes in the morning in the sun, your sleep latency will actually come down to less than 30 minutes. And I think these two things you can use it to your benefit, because the rest of the things you seem to be knowing really well. Awesome, Ajinkya.
Thanks. I have just one question, Srinivas.
Please.
When I check my sleep SpO2 the next day, I always see two dips of the SpO2 going below 94, 95, sometimes touches 92. So there are always two dips. So is this something to worry about, or is this,
so less than 90 is when you should kind of worry about, do you have sleep? Do you snore, Ajinkya?
So I was thinking that whether that is a problem of that sleep apnea in those two.
Yeah. But do you snore?
I don't.
Well, you wouldn't know. Your wife will know. And
no, she is also always, pretty.
Yes. In case if you snore, I mean, anything more than 90, I wouldn't be very concerned. But if you are snoring, and if you have these kind of two dips, then you might want to do what is called a sleep study to find out what is your AHI score and apnea hypopnea index. That's what they call. If your AHI score is more than 15, then you might have to use what is called a CPAP machine to correct your apnea. But just 2 instances in a night of SpO2 falling to still above 90, I wouldn't be worried about that.
And his heart rate is also very good, right? I mean, normally if that happens, your heart rate will go up.
Significantly go up. If you really have got obstructive sleep apnea, normal sleep apnea is okay. But if you got OSA, then your heart rate will definitely go up. It won't be a low of 50. Not possible.
Okay, so nothing to worry about then in this case.
I would say you don't need to worry.
Okay.
Yeah, sleep well.
I think what happens is when you're tossing and turning, kabhi device loose hota hai, there could be multiple reasons why you are getting that reading in that way. But like I said, that your heart rate is fine. If it was a problem, you should see that are these corresponding with any spikes in heart rate.
Correct.
Okay.
For example, if you are seeing that the SpO2 is down and at that same time your heart
Hmm.
rate is up, that could be one indicator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we see that also, right? So I'll check that. On those times, I'll see what was my heart rate. Vishal, another question for you is, are we going to bring in more watches?
So clearly, Ajinkya, you know what our strategy is, right? While we are going to innovate on hardware, innovate on services, we are also going to start innovating around hardware. So, for example, we are trialing a new device which could also have non-invasive blood glucose monitoring, for example.
Wow.
So we are working on a number of these things. But one of the main aspects of GOQii is what you just saw, right? It is not the data. It is the insights and the advice what you do with it.
Yes.
So because data तो सबके पास है, पर किसको पता ही नहीं है data का क्या करे. Connecting that data with an expert, and you are right now sitting with two experts over here who are
Yes.
guiding you. So I think that has always been the vision of GOQii, that data itself becomes junk, too much data. It becomes junk data, people see it and then they ignore it. But how can you convert that into a gold mine of
Yeah.
insights which you can use to nourish your own health? So that's been the vision. And again, I want to thank you, Srini, Pooja, and Ajinkya for joining us today. And
Thank
this
you.
is the power
So
of
much, sir.
the GOQii ecosystem, where we are able to help our players make a shift in their lifestyle, but also make a positive impact around them. We can see Ajinkya has now become an ambassador of good health and good
Absolutely.
lifestyle,
And GOQii
that
as well.
and GOQii as well, and that is exactly what we value. So once again, thanks a lot, everybody, and looking forward to seeing you soon in person.
Thank
Thanks.
you so much, sir.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ajinkya.